able to get the ball either out of his stick, and he can handle the rock too. He's got a great stick, and we talked to both of these coaches this week. The key is possessions and number of possessions, and they both obviously winning face-offs is part of that equation. You see right here, Notre Dame winning the first one.
Yeah, Ohio State had it for a moment. As you mentioned, Ignacio, 620 face-offs won, becoming the all-time leader for Ohio State. But it's Notre Dame has got the starting lineup. Westland, the two Kavanaugh brothers. Of course, the other brother, Matt Kavanaugh, is now
got to a good spot, just wasn't able to put it on cage. And Buren got caught up a little bit on the cage.
Wow, 3 times is the charm. So the first two not there, but Notre Dame scores. The goal coming to Pat Kavanaugh, the junior.
This is a broken play. It starts out as pretty good defense from the Buckeyes. And you're gonna see Kavanaugh, Pat here, just being at the right place at the right time, handle the rock, and then this finish, a twister. So he's got the stick in his right hand, and he brings that stick in front and around the twister.
And he talked about the fact that it's automatic for Notre Dame and Ohio State to play each other. Long before Big Ten or ACC got it together for men's lacrosse, they were facing each other.
When you talk about face-offs, you're talking about possessions. And if you're not winning possessions, you have to find ways to generate. There's another goal.
Yeah, it's a great shot right there by Riley Gray. Kept it low and brought some heat. And then you've got the turf as well and bounces it in. It's 2-0 Notre Dame.
Gets to a good spot on the field and then able to beat Johnson with a high bouncer.
Third goal of the season for number 17. Watch this.
Yeah, you'll see he just gets to a good spot. Gets his shoulders downhill, his hands are free, and a little bit of an unusual sidearm, little low release that he's able to use the turf to bring it.
Nobody has more wins at one institution than Coach Corrigan has at Notre Dame. Behind the cage, the Buckeyes. That's a great shot. And side netting right when the Buckeyes needed it. They find it right there, and Ohio State has scored. The goal coming from Kobe Smith, the senior from Lancaster, PA.
Big goal there for the Buckeyes. They haven't looked great with their offensive possessions. They get the man up, and they're able to put it away with Kobe Smith with a hands down. Absolute cannon. Puts the Buckeyes within 1. 2-1. Oh, yes, it is cold.
Behind the cage, Ohio State.
It's a man-up opportunity for the Buckeyes.
As you mentioned, they've been efficient in the man-up opportunities, and that is efficiency at its best right there. As Ohio State with the man-up almost over, they've tied it at 2. Ohio State 2, Notre Dame 2.
Jason Knox has a fantastic release, and you saw the last goal. First goal, I should say, against Entenmann was with just absolute speed. And Knox, this release that he has, his ability to hide the stick, he is automatic from that spot. Scored a number of goals. Terrace, they haven't slid yet. Keeps showing, but recovering.
That's a good feed, even a better save by Entenmann, and off of that, the ground ball is picked up by Entenmann. That was a picture-perfect feed for the Buckeyes. Quick shot, but Entenmann ready.
Penalty here against the Buckeyes. Gonna be a push with possession. And that was really interesting to me there, the way that Notre Dame chose to cover that matchup where they had a short stick defender against Jack Myers. You know, most scenarios there where you have a matchup like that, you're gonna send a long stick to the matchup and try and switch that matchup. Yeah, might even get let's see what we're gonna get here. Unit on, they're pushing, they're trying to get some early offense. The play is stopped, which allows Notre Dame to get their defensive midfield unit on.
Tremendous defense again from Notre Dame as Hallenbeck was ready for it. And here comes the quick transition from the Irish. McMahon. Shot and a laser, and Notre Dame has doubled the lead again. It was 2-0, now it's 4-2. Fighting Irish on top.
Great job of running the field there by the Irish. What looked like was going to be a backdoor opportunity for Ohio State. Comes a turnover. Quinn McCann right here just beats Johnson with a great shot on the run. Early offense. Good spot on that shot. You know, it's been a tough couple years for everybody, and especially our kids. And so being able to try and just to help as many of the kids as possible, you know, players, and provide them the support that they need.
As part of the mental health awareness game, they're wearing stickers on the back of their helmets, and the Buckeyes are scoring as well as they've cut the lead here. Ohio State with the score. Jack Myers, you knew it was only going to take a little bit of time, and Myers has scored for Ohio State.
And this is the aspect that he has added to his game. We talked about Ohio State trying to create matchups. Myers has the short stick. Notre Dame didn't slide the first time they had this. They didn't slide again. And Myers, with these low angle shots, has been so effective. And you see him just continue to work upfield. And that relief, the defense from Nick Harris.
He's had a good game. Picked back up, though, by Ohio State. Of course, Harris excited to be back where he grew up.
All right, so now you have Jack Myers. That's a short stick defender.
Myers with one, Smith with one, Knox with one. Those are the 3 goals for the Buckeyes. They have a chance to tie it. And they do. The Buckeyes, what a great dodge, and it's 4-4.
So Notre Dame refusing to slide to the matchup of a short stick against Ohio State's best player, Jack Myers. And 2 times in a row, it's been the same result. It's just a one-on-one for Jack Myers, and you're going to see the patient. And this is advantage Ohio State all day. Nobody was even ready to slide, it looked like, for the Notre Dame defense. And you see Jack Myers get to a good spot and then come and finish across the middle.
Yeah, you're obviously surprised that they didn't slide there, and Myers made them pay. We'll see if Coach Corrigan makes any adjustments as we are approaching halftime here. Under 3 minutes remaining.
Under 10 here in the shot clock, 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the Buckeye faithful want to get.
Wow.
Oh, wow! In the final seconds right there with the shot clock, the Buckeyes have taken their first lead of the game. They started that attack late, Greg, and the finish for Ohio State coming from number 29, Jackson Reed.
And you see Jackson Reed, the Canadian, putting the stick, showing the sideline. Hey, guys, I got a right hand, too, because, you know, he is a Canadian. He doesn't put the stick in his right hand very much, but the wall has been paying off for Jackson Reed there, able to put a righty low-angle shot past Ente he currently has.
So Notre Dame in possession. Notre Dame out shooting Ohio State 20-13, but it's the Buckeyes with the lead, and the Buckeyes, great work by their goalkeeper who's come off the bench, replacing Johnson. Skylar Wallen has been a difference maker for Ohio State.
Yeah, and you know, he's a lefty. Caden Johnson is a righty. So in the scout, you're expecting to see a right-handed goalie. Now you're seeing a left-handed goalie. And he's just got a completely different style than Johnson.
4 saves already for Wallen. Meanwhile, Intamin for Notre Dame has been pretty good as well. He's got 6 saves.
Let's go, Savage!
And so Ohio State continues to attack. They're going back into their invert set. Once again with Jack Myers.
And the Buckeyes have scored again. It's 6-4. And Ohio State trailed 2-0. They trailed 4-2. And Ohio State now, as you mentioned, Scott White with the goal.
And Ohio State just catches Notre Dame off guard. Scott White looks like he's taking the ball behind, where he's going to set up a 2-man game with Jack Myers, and decides he sees an opening to cut it off, and just a foot race gets to the middle.
Scores fall
For the Buckeyes. Hands free from Colby Smith. Give Entenmann a ton of credit for standing tall and being able to turn that away.
After 4 straight wins for Ohio State, they went to Cornell and lost their last game 14-11. What was your takeaway from that game against Cornell for Ohio State?
They hit the 3rd period and they had trouble clearing. That was their, wow.
What a feed.
What a
brilliant
feed,
feed. Incredible pass and a finish for Ohio State. Scott White in the middle of it as well, and the Buckeyes with a 3-goal lead, their biggest lead of the game.
Scott White with the goal, but what a feed from Johnny Wiseman. Wow. That is a tough pass to make, and the accuracy. You see, he bears down, he gets to a good spot, draws 3 defenders, holds the goalie with his eyes, and then is able to throw it.
So Ohio State truly, Greg, picking right up where they left off. Dean Linke with Greg Bice, a two-time All-American here for Ohio State. They're picking right up where they left off.
Yeah, they look good on the offensive end and are finally starting to hit their groove. And you see Notre Dame on these matchups. They like to show, not necessary slide, but you got Jack Myers again with the short stick matchup, same result.
Myers, number 2 with the goal for Ohio State.
If you're Notre Dame and you see a short stick on Jack Myers, you might want to start sending help and sending it early. And so you saw Jack Myers beat Entenmann low with his first shot. His first 2 shots have been low. And watch the way he uses his body to drop Entenmann. Notre Dame looked like they were going to have Ohio State. Yeah, good physical play there. Oh, and a turnover for the Buckeyes on the clear.
It was after the physical play, and then the shot. That was huge. Notre Dame got physical and led to the turnover, and the finish right there by Jose Boyer, the senior from Yorktown Heights, New York.
We'll see if this goal can get the Irish back on track. Obviously a long pole goal, always a momentum swing. And the only one who's been able to beat Wallen so far. You see Boyer, just nice read. Nobody's really there. Ohio State has the numbers. And Boyer does a great job of just kind of freezing, hey, I'm going to pass it. No, I'm not. And able to find the back. You see the way Ohio State plays the picks. The short that steps out, changes the angle for Kavanaugh and allows Bobby Van Buren time to recover.
This team's dead even now from the X, and Notre Dame with back-to-back goals, and the lead is just 2. So just like that, Notre Dame comes flying back, and it's Morrison Meyer, the grad student from San Diego.
Yeah, this is just great footwork. Bobby Van Buren comes out to play Meyer on this rotation. So you see Ohio State now is rotating. They got the skip pass. Just a little bit of an over pursuit from Van Buren. And what a swim move and great shot placement from Meyer. So
action is key. Ohio State number 1 in the country coming in on faceoffs. Ignacio number 2 overall. And look at this, 3 straight for Notre Dame in like a minute right there, and another one for Notre Dame, and now it's just a 1-goal game.
The Jacob Boyce just calls his own number here, and that's what you like to see out of your leaders and your best players, and just realizes he likes his matchup. You see him bear down, get to a good spot, hit the brakes right here, come back, switch hands, and then able to beat Wallen 5. Oh, and they're offsides.
So the Buckeyes, after the offside whistle, pick up the ground ball. It is so cold, folks. I do think that is part of the situation. We got a flag going down, but what looks like normal ground balls that these players from both teams would pick up, you got to believe they're a little bit stiff. It is freezing here.
It's definitely making a difference, but you see right there, that's one where Ohio State probably should have just pulled it out and valued the possession, and they got lucky. They got the push in the back there. They're going to get the man up. Notre Dame wrung one off the pipe there.
Ohio State 9, Notre Dame 7. It was 4-2, 6 unanswered. There's Notre Dame again. So Notre Dame has pulled it back within 1. And finishing for Notre Dame is Chris Kavanaugh, the Kavanaugh brothers. Don't forget about Matt Kavanaugh. And Ohio State talking it over. We got a 1-goal game.
Chris Kavanaugh. And we talked just about how electric the Kavanaugh brothers are. You see, Chris, this feed is good from Dobson. This handle and footwork from Chris Kavanaugh and not step in, and then obviously one-on-one with Wallen. Nothing he can do there, but, man, great athleticism and body control. This should be a penalty. Oh, they're not going to get there. It is. So another man-up opportunity coming for Ohio State.
They do finally blow the whistle. You see the flag out there as well.
Yeah, it's just tough if you're Notre Dame. Is it the third push in the back that they've had on a loose ball?
Yeah, it is. Third penalty against Notre Dame, just 1 for Ohio State. And the face-off Battle is tied. There's the penalty.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
see the extension with the hands in the back. That's going to get called every single time. We'll see if Ohio State goes back to the play that Colby Smith's had 2 on.
Yeah, well said. Ohio State 2 for 2 on the man-up situation. They've got 25 seconds here. Quick pass.
Wow.
Oh, what a fake. A beautiful fake, and then a finish for the Buckeyes. Scoring there for Ohio State, number 16, Jason Knox.
And that's as easy as they get for Jason Knox because of the feed from Jackson Reed. And what I love here is Jackson Reed just continues to step in and make this Notre Dame defender commit. Knox gets to a great spot, and then the feed from
Under 20 now.
nice save from Wallen.
Wallen now off the bench with 5 saves.
Ohio State's going to have a chance here. Camille realizes the time. There's 5 seconds left.
They need to shoot it. Oh!
Oh! It counts!
It will count. A great save by Entenmann, but the pickup and the finish for Ohio State. And the Buckeyes with a last-second goal here in the third. Jackson Reed has done it again.
Are you kidding me? Colby Smith just puts one on Cage from about 35 yards. I don't know if this was good. Let's see. I don't know.
Oh, they might wave it off. Oh, Entenmann, his reaction, yeah.
Obviously, great job by Reed. Right place, right time, but
Plenty of time, though, for Notre Dame to get back into this.
yeah, and especially when you're winning faceoffs the way that they have. And, in the past games when they've gotten down and, you're not winning faceoffs. Great shot.
And Notre Dame, with all of this time, has scored again. The finish there for the Fighting Irish, and they've cut the lead to 2. The goal coming from number 29, Will Engrick.
And Ingrid just gets to a good spot and kind of lulls the Ohio State defense, just sweeping across the top. Great placement. I've seen 2 sidearm bouncers from the Irish. First is a short stick, Nick Harris, and you see they decide to show there. In that scenario, they actually decide to slide, which they absolutely have to, because every time they have not slid to Jack Myers on a short stick matchup, it's been a goal, and they go right back to it.
Myers, so quick, and a laser shot for Ohio State. This after the brilliant play from Wallen, and the Buckeyes have scored again. Ohio State, Colby Smith with a laser.
And you see the vision. We're gonna start with a Wallen highlight. You see the save, rebound, and then you see him come out of the cage and get in the mix. I love this. Bring an extra body out there. Who cares if it's your goalie? And Ohio State's able to come with the ball in the clear, and then you see Jack Myers with the look through. Absolutely great vision. We talked about not a great pass, but a great handle.
Eight minutes remaining, and swinging around, it's a Kavanaugh with the goal, number 51. Pat Kavanaugh scored the first one, and he scored again here for the Fighting Irish.
It's almost identical to the last goal, and Kavanaugh just continues to sweep, work to a great spot, and then how about that finish?
Jacobois. Tight pass.
Oh, save Wallen.
And look at Wallen come back as well. He had the save, and then he came back with his stick, and he almost picked it right off his own player, by the way.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I think they called interference, but you almost see the Kavanaugh connection here. Pat to Chris. Oh, he didn't even get it on Cage.
60th time Notre Dame and Ohio State have faced each other. Notre Dame trying to cut the lead to 1. Kavanaugh falling down, picked back up by Notre Dame. Notre Dame staying with it. Shot clock. And Notre Dame has pulled it with one. Dobson has sent some smoke, and he gets that one by, and it's just a 1-goal game.
Once again, this starts with that same offensive set where they're able to sweep to the middle, and then it turns into a broken play. And Dobson, just a split dodge. Once again, hands-free, great shot location. 12-11, Ohio State leading. Just over 5 minutes left in the forward. That check lands on a glove, not on the helmet. Okay, and you see Notre Dame changing up. They're locking off now. Jack Myers behind, so giving a different look to try and finally stop this Buckeye extra man offense.
Extra man offense has been so good. The special team for Ohio State this season have been outstanding, as all three of their special teams among the top 4 in the country in every category.
Yeah, that's all about coaching and practice and execution. Whenever you have a team, Jack Myers to Jackson Reed, the 2 captains.
Ohio State, their man-up opportunities, I think they've been perfect.
They have.
Yeah.
And here, this is Jack. Give Jack Myers a ton of credit. So you see, we talk about playing. Look at him. Look where he's looking. He just holds the defense and allows Jackson Reed, a phenomenal box player, to slip behind the defense. And then obviously nothing Entenmann.
Showing it right there.
Yeah, talk about another good high school football player, Ari Allen here. So you got the athletes on the field. You got the guys that can run out there trying to end this game for the Buckeyes.
And that's exactly what they're doing. 15 seconds remaining. Ohio State looking for 3 in a row. The cage is open and the Buckeyes are going to win it. It's 14-11 with under 10 seconds remaining. Ohio State getting it done.
And who else? Jack Myers. Guy who's been such a great player for the Buckeyes all day. Calls his own number and puts this game away. Obviously nothing Entenmann can do. Gets to the middle. Game over.
So Ohio State will climb Dartmouth coming to Columbus. Then they start Big Ten play at Rutgers, another top 10 team, by the way, representing the Big Ten. And then they're back home against Penn State and Johns Hopkins. They'll be at Maryland, and the Buckeyes have done it. They will charge the field. Ohio State knocking off Notre Dame for the 3rd time in a row. The Buckeyes 14, the Fighting Irish 11.
What a great game. Ohio State obviously has a lot of pieces. Saw 2 goalies, Caden Johnson, Skylar Wallen came in, flipped the tide, gave him a huge momentum swing. Blanchard, you got 2 great face-off specialists, and Coach Myers obviously has done a great job of putting guys in the right places. Man-up unit was 100%. It's a great game, and Ohio State, they won this game against a very good